Hello, my loves. Thank y'all so much for joining me today. And happy Sagittarius season to all my Sagittarians out there. I know that last night I had done a reading for Sagittarians. I was using a different deck, but I didn't like how the end product was when I went back and reviewed the video. So I'm redoing the video once again, but using a different deck that you guys are familiar with. Since Sagittarius is a fire sign, I'm using the Alice in Wonderland Oracle deck by Lucy Cavendish. You know that I've used this in several of my readings before. Some of you guys liked it. I'm not sure, if you're new to my channel, welcome, and I hope that you really like this tarot deck as much as I do. If you have it, great. If you don't have it, I suggest you add it to your collection. The reason why I'm using this is because, first and foremost, because Sagittarius is a fire sign, and the Alice in Wonderland deck is filled with colorful imagery, and I know that Sagittarians are all about being active and vital and vibrant, and they like colors that make them feel alive, that are loud, that are in your face kind of colors. They're all about being active and living life and wanting to go explore the world, go on new adventures. That's all about Sagittarius. I do have some friends that are Sagittarius as well, so I can attest to the fact that they are always on the move. They're always wanting to go and try new things and experience different things. So it's like a never-ending thing with them. It's like they can never stay in one place for too long. So as always, guys, you know that when I do these readings, I always pull a card from the major arcana representing each zodiac sign. So I went ahead and did that, and I used a different tarot deck. You guys, I know that I used my Shakespeare Oracle deck when I pulled the card from the major arcana. So the card that represents Sagittarius is the Temperance card. And the Temperance card is all about going on a journey, exploring the world, seeing different things, and like I said, that's what Sagittarius is all about. Living in the moment. They're never in the same place for too long. They always have to go and try new things, experience different things. They're all about, they're thrill seekers, they're adventure seekers. They love to be out and about, seeing different things, experiencing different cultures. That's what the sign of Sagittarius is all about. So this represents my Sagittarius people. So if you have, if you're born under the sign of Sagittarius, whether you have it in your sun sign, your moon, or your rising, anywhere in your chart, or even if you're not a Sagittarius, but if you have a friend or a relative who's a Sagittarius, this will resonate with you and with them as well. So some things to remember for the season of Sagittarius will be presented in this reading today. So the first card we pull is the Nature Communication card. Flower energies, fairy energies, and elemental messengers. What this card is saying is that, of course, for Sagittarius to go out and experience things on their own. Maybe there's something that you're waiting for, maybe some kind of news about some event or whatever the case may be. This card is telling you that you need to watch for messages from the universe. Be open to receiving those messages. What are your spirit guides telling you? What are the saints telling you? Whatever saints you're working with, what are they telling you? Be open to new ideas, and ask for a sign from the universe. And if they give it to you, take it in stride, take it as it comes, and just go with the flow. That's the message behind the Nature Communication card. The next card is Messages for a Rabbit, Service to the Animal World. Again, you know, it's all about going out, experiencing new things. Maybe you can volunteer at an animal shelter. Maybe if you're one of those people that you're an animal lover, you know, maybe go to a zoo or go to volunteer your time at an animal shelter or foster dogs, you know, whatever the case may be. You find comfort being in the company of animals, and, you know, being able to help them and being able to foster them and take care of them. So that is the message for this card, for Messages for a Rabbit. Next card is Falling, the Unknown, Descent, Momentum, and Change. So this is pretty much comparative to the Fool card in the Major Arcana. So basically what this is saying is that if there's some changes that are about to occur in whatever situation you're going through, you need to accept it and take it as it comes. Sometimes it's inevitable and sometimes it happens for the right reasons. So it could throw everything off, you know, for you, but in the end you'll see that it happened for a good reason. So you just need to be open and more receptive to these types of changes, because you don't know yet. So this is kind of telling you, you know what, like, dive into the unknown. You never know. You might find something that you enjoy doing, or you might experience something new for the first time and you're just kind of not sure, but then, you know, your curiosity is gonna get the best of you and you're just gonna want to go for it and take that plunge. So that's the message of this card. You know, just throw caution to the wind and do it. You know, never mind what anyone else says. You do what you think is best for you, and let the chips fall where they may, and then you just figure out a solution from there. Next card is Choices, feeling blocked or restrained. Maybe there is some kind of, you're having trouble with a difficult decision. Take some time for yourself to kind of just go out and, you know, get some peace and quiet, you know, clear your head, and then make a decision from there. Don't do anything rash, and then, you know, because it's going to be one of those things where, like, if you act on impulse, which is pretty much like all fire signs, they tend to be impulsive. So you just need to take a step back and be like, okay, well, what course of action is better for me? And weigh out the pros and cons of each one, and then make your final decision there. If you're one of those that just decides on impulse and then worries about the consequences later, I mean, there's nothing anybody can do to change your mind, but just be forewarned that there are consequences to your actions. But if you find a way of dealing with it, if you find some kind of loophole that you can find some way to work through this, perfect. I mean, to each their own. So it really doesn't affect them in some way. So that is the message of this card for Choices. Next card is Who in the World Are You? Getting to know the new you. You're coming into your own. You're finding your identity. You are shedding your old self and then being reborn. That is what the message of this card is. You're like the phoenix rising from the ashes. You've already been through it all. You've experienced it all. And now you're ready to start over. And that's the typical Sagittarius man or woman. Always changing, always wanting to better themselves, always wanting, you know, to go on the next big adventure. You know, what's next for me? What's next in life? You know, I'm ready. I'm ready to take it as it comes. Whatever life throws at me, I can handle it. Remember, though, who you are. Remember that no matter what happens, despite, you know, any trials and tribulations that you might go through, remember where you came from. Remember your roots. and try not to be afraid of it. You know, just embrace who you are and embrace that this is the new you and you're ready to start that next chapter in your life. The next card is becoming braver, resilience, experience, growing stronger, and a fresh perspective. You're starting to see things clearer now. Starting to become more upfront, speaking your mind, you know, sharing your opinions, not being afraid to say what's on your mind. Don't hold back. You need to be more upfront. You need to be honest. You need to express your feelings in a way that will help people understand you better. And that's why, you know, for the most part, you have to kind of just take a step back and then re-examine everything that's gone on and, okay, why did this happen? And what lesson can I learn from it? And what this card is telling you is that moving forward, you need to be a whole lot more vocal about your feelings. Talk about them. Don't be afraid, you know, even to people that, you know, you are slowly getting to know, you know, just open up little by little. Don't go all out and be like, well, you know, this, and that, you know, and like, in other words, don't say, like, if somebody says hello, then don't tell them your life story. Like, you know, get to kind of know that person and then start revealing little bits of details about yourself. And even if something bothers you about a certain situation or a certain person, like, don't be afraid to step up and be like, hey, you know what, I'm not comfortable with this, or, you know, whatever the case may be. These are my true feelings about this, and that's that. You know, you don't want people to walk all over you. You just want them to, like, have a little bit of respect for you, for your opinions and your beliefs. And, you know, it's like the saying goes, like, you know, give respect, get respect. So, I mean, when that person sees that you're more outspoken and more upfront about what you want, then they'll respect you more. It's all about speaking up, speaking your mind. So next card, law is not justice, rules that are not fair. Maybe something might have happened to where you didn't think that maybe, like, the end result wasn't fair, that it could have happened differently. But you just have to take it, you know, take it in stride. Sometimes, you know, we kind of stop and we just question why this happened. But in the end, it's like, okay, well, maybe, like, that makes sense. Like, I understand why it happened, and it had to happen in order for me to move on, in order for this door to open up, or, you know, whatever the situation is. So just, like, it's one of those things where, like, don't question it. It's like people say about God's will, you know, if it's God's will, it's gonna happen. You know, whatever God wants for you, don't question it, just go with it. And this is what this is saying too. Sometimes things happen that are not fair, but in the end, it all makes sense because you finally see why it happened and, like, why it had to happen in order for you to move on and to accept it and to let it go. The next card is follow your own good advice. Trust yourself. You know what is best for you. It's okay to express your feelings. It's what this card is telling you. It's okay to open up. Maybe if you're one of those people that thinks out loud and you just need to, like, have some quiet time to have a conversation with yourself. And believe it or not, most people do that. You know, like, they actually will have a conversation with themselves. And it's like you're talking to your inner self and kind of telling yourself, like, this is why this happens to me. And, you know, but it's okay. I have to find a way out of it. I have to find a way to make it through and then just move forward for myself or for anyone else involved in my life. So any advice that you can give yourself of things that you could have done differently, whatever, you know, Tell yourself, lesson learned. When it didn't work out, lesson learned, and I'm moving forward. And I'm going to do this for me. I'm not doing it for anyone else. I'm doing it for me. And just don't worry about anybody else. Move on. It's in the past. Put it behind you. And don't dig it up anymore. That's dead and buried and gone. You need to focus on yourself. And you need to do what you feel is best for you. Follow your own advice. Next card, all must have prizes, trying to please everyone. This is a situation where you are trying to make everybody happy and you yourself are miserable. And there are some people that try to butt in and try to control your life and tell you how to live it, when really, you just want somebody who can hear you out, who can listen to you and maybe offer some helpful advice. Because there's a thin line between offering advice and telling somebody how they should live their life, giving them a lecture. And that's not how it should be. You're trying too hard to please somebody and you don't need to. You need to live for yourself, because you don't want to live your life trying to make people happy, because it's never going to happen. Everybody's going to always call you out on something, and that's not fair to you, because you're missing out on other things, like expressing yourself in ways that you've always wanted to, but you're too concerned with what other people might think. Let it go. You do what's best for you. Move forward and never mind what anyone else says. You cannot please everybody. And that's the message in this card. If all must have prizes, you're trying to please everybody, but you know that you can't. And when you know that you can't, some of you will try even harder to get them to like you. And for a Sagittarius, it's like, I know you're like the life of the party, and you're adventurous and you're spontaneous. It doesn't always work out like that, because not a lot of people are gonna like you, and that's fine. That's fine. You're not going to please everybody. And once you stop trying to make them happy, they're gonna notice that. And they're gonna be like, okay, well, I never should have let them go, or I never should have treated them wrong. And then they would have still been my friend or still been with me, or whatever the case may be. But you need to live life for yourself, and don't listen to anything that anyone else says, because their negativity is going to bring you down even more, and you're going to spend the rest of your life wanting to make them happy, even though you feel miserable on the inside. Don't do that. Live for yourself. Live in the moment. You only have one life, and you have to live it for yourself. Next card, shine bright like a candle. You will make it through this. So through all the hardship, there's finally joy. You're going to find the one thing that's going to make you happy, or even several, if that's the case. And, some hobbies or a new adventure that you're going on. Maybe you're planning a trip, or, whatever the case may be. This is all about you. You shine brighter than anyone else ever before. You are, after all, a fire sign, and fire signs shine bright like a diamond, in the words of Rihanna. And you're an unstoppable force. Nobody can stop you. Nobody can get in your way. You are living life to the fullest, and that's how it should be. Thank God every day of your life that you have the perfect life. He's blessed you with a good life, a good job, but, the ability to travel and see the world. That adventurous side, is all thanks to him. Your need of wanting to go and explore is all thanks to him, because he wants you to live your life to the fullest at the end of the day, because tomorrow is never promised. So we need to be, remain active and vital and full of energy, and going to different places, exploring different things. You are unique and you are special. Remember that. And no one can ever take that away from you. And the last card, do not drink poison. Do not do things that you know are bad for you. So this is just basically saying, you know, even though you are adventurous and you are bold and you're willing to try, you know, new things to kind of add to your routine, just be careful with who you associate with or who you hang out with, or like what you do, because not everything is good. You just have to be cautious with everything that you do and what you say. I mean, you're living life to the fullest. Never mind what anyone else says. You do you, and that's it. I mean, if you know that it's bad for you, that, you know, something could happen, if you have a hunch that something can happen, then don't do it. Keep yourself safe at all times. You only have one life, and you want to live it to the fullest, but also you want to be safe in doing it. And that's the message of this card. And there you have it, a reading for Sagittarius season. I hope that you guys really enjoyed this, and I hope that some of these messages resonated with you. Like I said, they're not going to resonate with everybody. They are going to, maybe you can take away something from this, be a lesson, or even if you're not a Sagittarius. I mean, if you're born into the sign of Sagittarius, if you have Sagittarius in your birth chart, or if you have friends or family who are Sagittarians as well, get them to watch this video. Maybe they can learn something, and maybe they can take away a bit of advice from this reading. And what I recommend you guys to do would be maybe like a road opener candle to kind of remove any blockages that may be in your way, and dress it with road opener oil in a clockwise motion, because you want all those roads to open for you, and all that good stuff, to new opportunities and new adventures for you. But other than that, I mean, thank you guys for joining me today. I am so glad that I'm able to do these videos for you, and that we're able to sit and talk and, you know, just kind of like unwind and de-stress after like a long day. But I'm so glad that my videos are bringing you guys positive vibes, and I encourage you guys to watch all of my videos, even the newer ones. If you are feeling that you are stuck in a situation, or if you want some information on a specific saint that I've covered before, you know, be my guest. Go back to my videos, look at information on that specific saint. I know that I get a lot of comments on my San Martin Caballero Prosperity one. I have gotten a lot of comments on my the one for Saint Dymphna for mental illness, and I've also gotten good comments on, I believe it was San Martin de Porres, and there was also another one too, but I can't remember which other one it was. But I know that those were like my top videos that people were like really receptive to. And I really do enjoy helping you guys and making your lives better, and introducing you to new saints and new rituals that you guys can do at home. But as always, guys, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. I want to thank you all for being such loyal viewers. And I really do enjoy making these videos for you, and teaching you about the lives of the saints, and, you know, about my experiences with the tarot and with oracle cards, and being able to help you open those doors to things that you never knew, that you never thought possible. I mean, I'm so happy, you know, when I read the comments that you guys' lives have turned around for the better. And there's been times too where I've cried because I read some of your messages and I'm like, I can't. It just like, it tugs at my heartstrings, and I love that. I love it. Keep them coming, guys. Those positive comments are what fuel me into making more videos, and I really am looking forward to bringing you more awesome videos like this. Stay tuned later on this month, within a few weeks, maybe like the next week or so. I'm planning to do a video for the patron saint associated with the sign of Sagittarius. So Sagittarians, this is your season, and your patron saint is coming up very soon. So with that being said, thank you so much for watching, guys. I love each and every one of you. May God bless you and take care of you always. And you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and I will see you all in the next video.